Today I'm going to be showing you how I got my cluster lights looking from this to looking like this. How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be switching out my cluster lights for these LED lights. I went and picked these up from eBay for around $6 or $7. The reason I'm switching these to LEDs are because my miles per hour is the only light that's working. The rest are all blown out. For this install, the only things we're gonna need is a stubby Phillips screwdriver and then a flathead or some sort of prying tool. So yeah, let's get right to it. So as you guys can see here, my miles per hour is the only light that's working. The rest are all blown out. The dimmer switch is all the way up. So that's all the way down, that's all the way up. So for the 89 Civics, you're gonna have to remove this whole panel here. It's 4 bolts. There's gonna be one here. There's gonna be one up there. Another one here. And then one right here. That's one. Two. That's 3. And then I'm missing this bolt for some reason. So I should be able to pull this off a little. There we go. Gonna want to take off these connectors here. See that connector right there? And then there's another one for the dimmer switch right there. Okay, I forgot to mention the clock connector back here. Once you take that off, you should be able just to pull the panel off. Set that right there. And there's going to be one Phillips screw on each side. There's going to be one right here. The other one right here. So once you're done removing those 2 Phillips screws, you're going to want to pop these 2 tabs back. There's other Phillips screws in there. Once you take those out, you should be able to pop this whole panel off and remove your cluster. Those off. You can take off these 2 Phillips that are in here. So after you get those 2 Phillips screws off, you're going to want to be very careful because you could break this. I already broke this once. But the secret to not breaking that is by popping the tabs out from under. See one tab right there. Got another one there. Then there's another one behind that plastic piece there. So let's do that. So now I'm going to be trying to pop those tabs off. I'm gonna start with this one, since this one's a little easier. That one pops off pretty good. I'll try this middle one. All right, that one popped out. This far one. There you go. Take it off without breaking it. I've already broke it before, so. But that was before I knew this trick. So once you have that panel off, you're gonna have one Phillips here and And another one here. Okay, now you can remove this harness here, this other harness, and your speedo cable. That one out. So once you got your cluster out, we can go ahead and start replacing the bulbs. We're going to be replacing 6 bulbs, all these brown ones. When I was looking at this, I noticed these bulbs are a lot bigger, but luckily I had some extra ones from, these are just like interior light bulbs, or I think you could use them as like side marker bulbs and stuff like that, but they should fit. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace this one while I'm at it. Pop it right back. I'll do these bigger ones first. So I was noticing this is the only bulb that was actually working. This one's the one from a miles per hour. These two, as you can see, they're black and blown out. Go ahead and replace these other ones. So these are polarity sensitive, so you might have to switch it back and forth. As you can see, this one has a positive right there. Then on the other side it has a negative. So let's switch this one out. And this bulb is actually a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger compared to these other ones. But this should still work, so we're gonna try it out. So now that you got all your bulbs replaced, you can go ahead and put your cluster back in. Now remember, these are polarity sensitive, so if they're not working the first time, just go ahead and flip them and they should work. So I went and removed my dimmer switch from the panel, just because if you don't have that dimmer switch plugged in, the cluster won't light up at all. So now we can go ahead and reinstall the cluster. So once you got the cluster in place, you want to plug in both your harnesses. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so it looks like I might have to flip this big one here, and then the other smaller one that's right here. Let's try that. Oh, that one's working now. I'm gonna flip that big one over there. All right, that one's working too. Check it out. Looks pretty good. There's the dimmer. Looks pretty good. Yeah, so this is way better than before. Before, the only light that was working was the big one up here, and this one. But this one was already pretty dim as well. So now I could actually see my RPM and the complete miles per hour. So now I could put my speedo cable back on and the two Phillips that hold it up on here. So once you got all your screws tightened up that mount your cluster in place, you want to put back this cover here. I want to put some grease on these tabs, just because if I ever have to take it off in the future, hopefully I don't snap them. One more. All right. So now I could go ahead and throw my dash panel back on. Want to put your connectors on first. That one. That one there. And there's that one. All right, now that that's in place, I go ahead and throw my bolts on. Now I am missing this last bolt here, but that's not really going to matter. So that's basically it for this video. These LED cluster lights made a huge difference. We'll be posting a link in the description for where to find those size 74 bulbs, also those bigger bulbs. This will be the last video I make for the EF sedan for a good while. Next week we're going to start working on another project I've been holding back on. So stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe.